Kurt's quest was well underway. The rum was secured, and he was fast-tracking to Connie Curry's camp for herbs. On his way, he found the time to pay respects to his hero, the mighty Preben, use the public facilities in Boulder City, and flexing to the locals. After getting the herbs, he decided that riding was better than running, so he stole Lord Hellfire's horse and rode off as fast as he could. Next stop, the meat grinder. The mighty North, a place of great wonder. Here, there is a silence to the land, a silence one does not find anywhere else. But on this day, the silence was broken of a man on a mission.
Yeehaw!
Kurt had been on the move for some time now, even though his journey was going faster on the horse. He was getting tired of traveling, and the day was coming to an end. And as the day slowly moved into night, he decided to stop and make camp. He was nowhere close to any kind of shelter, so he had to take a chance and camp outside. His quest had gone perfectly until now. So he thought to himself, hey, a night in the wild, what can go wrong? Morning came to Kurt's makeshift camp, and he was ready to go on, but this morning there was no time for breakfast, because time was not on his side. As our brave hero woke up from his slumber, he saw something terrible. The horse was gone. He must have forgotten to tie it up last night. This was not acceptable. He stole that horse, fair and square, and now it was gone.
Goddamn You are so stupid. Why must you fail all the time? You stupid son of a...
Well, there was no time to lose. He was back to running again. And run he did, faster and faster, longer, and hold on, take 5, Kurt. Someone's at the door. This better be something important. Yes, what do you want? If I want to hear about the one true Lord Mitra. No, I don't have time for this. Yes, I'm sure. Yes, and a good day to you. Damn these holy men. Where were we? Oh yes. Longer and longer he ran. His journey took him past the largest settlement in the north, New Asagarth. And even though the people living here were known for their mean demeanor, Kurt tipped one of the guards, again, for reason only he knew, and gave a little number before moving on. He finally reached the Great Bridge. By crossing it, Kurt entered the real north, the cold, white north. And the meat grinder was in his sight. Meanwhile, at the guild hall, Julianne was taking a moment to reflect on what was going on. Here she was, in the great hall, to celebrate Yule time. She was happy. It was times like these she thought back on the days before she met Kurt. It seemed like so long ago, when she, the Rum brothers, Connie Curry and Michelangelo, had their group together. The brothers played the drums. Connie danced. Michelangelo took care of the booking, and she was the lead. They performed something called New Age poetry and were somewhat successful, especially down in the riverbed lands, were at the top of their career. They used to perform for Lord Carlos. Then she met Kurt, moved to Baboon City, and gave up that career when things got heated between her and Kurt. She used to blame him for quitting the group, even though she would have quit anyway. This year had been rough, and it was not just Kurt's fault. Next year was gonna be their year. She would make changes to herself. No more blaming Kurt for all their problems. He was a good man, and maybe, just maybe, he would make a good father too. Late in the day, Kurt reached Michelangelo's settlement. The temperature was dropping, so he needed shelter. But he came to a locked door. Michelangelo had closed down shop for the day, which Kurt took like a champ.
Son of a bitch! Open the door!
Lucky for him, the Order of Sankt Preben had a monastery in the camp. So once again he spent the night in one of their beds. He fell asleep reasonably quick this night, probably dreaming of giving good tips to random guards across the lands. During the night, the mysterious stranger arrived at the settlement. He had been on Kurt's trail ever since he left Baboon City, and now he had caught up to him. He was also on a mission to make sure Kurt failed his quest. He was a pro at what he did. Taking out the monks was no problem for him, and stealing Kurt's supplies was an easy task. Kurt suddenly woke up and noticed his backpack was gone, and he rushed downstairs, only to see the mysterious stranger riding off into the night with the supplies. And as he stood there, cursing this man straight to the worst hell possible, little did he know that the mysterious stranger was the reason that he lost his horse. You see, Kurt did tie the beast down, but in the night, this man came and took the horse. He brought it back to Lord Hellfire for a good reward. So in reality, he had robbed Kurt 2 times. Morning came. Kurt was waiting for Michelangelo to open his shop. He had been thinking all night on the bad situation he was in. The rum and herbs was gone. But if he brought back the meat, maybe, just maybe, Julianne would not tear him apart. After all, what good is rum and herbs if there is no meat? Michelangelo, with the nickname, the Meat Grinder. Or should I say that was what he used to be called. You see, after a very wet birthday party in Baboon City's Jade Fountain, Michelangelo met the love of his life, Michelle. She came out of his birthday cake, and soon after this they got married. Michelangelo cut away all meats and became a vegetarian. Also, no meat in his shop anymore, only healthy greens. So the meat grinder became the veggie giant. When Kurt learned this, he was very upset. Nothing was going his way right now. No meat. What was he to do? Michelangelo felt sorry for him, so he told him to go and talk to the guards. They could provide him with a bow, then he could go hunting. This time of year there were deer all over the place, so it should be an easy task for him to get the meat he needed. There was no going back. He had to get the meat himself. He found the guards, gave them a tip, and they gave him a longbow and even some new warm boots. Kurt had never killed anything in his life, but now he had to kill so he could save Yule time. The hunt was on.
Kurt went out in the snow, his bow strung tight, let's go. Hunting dinner for the feast, jingle bells echo east. Lost in the pines so deep, cold wind began to creep. Snowflakes started to twirl, lost boy in a white swirl. Kurt out in the wood, trying to do what he should. Christmas night, oh so near, found a friend in a deer. Deer stood tall, his breath white, eyes so soft in the night. Led Kurt through forest wide, warmth awaited inside. Kurt out in the wood, trying to do what he should. Christmas night, oh so near, found a friend in a deer. No more fear in the dark, love and light left a mark. Deer and boy side by side, on a wintry joyride. Ooh. Deer stood tall, his breath white, eyes so soft in the night. Led Kurt through forest wide, warmth awaited in deer. No more fear in the dark, love and light left a mark. Deer and boy side by side, on a wintry joyride. Ooh.
Shut up.